Senator Elizabeth Warren blasting Wells Fargo CEO John Stumpf today, saying he should be criminally investigated by the Justice Department. This is all over allegations that bank employees opened up customer accounts, 2 million of them, with no permission from the actual customers, and it was all in an effort to meet aggressive sales quotas. So far, the only punishment is a tiny, I say tiny because it's a big bank, $185 million fine. You know, isn't this why voters are so fed up with cronyism? Joining me right now for a rare moment when I actually think they're going to be on the same side of an issue, Alan Colmes from Fox News and Katrina Pierson, the spokesperson for the Trump campaign. Katrina, I mean, Wells Fargo, what happened here seems to be just another example of these big corporations taking advantage of the little guy. And I think, I want to hear your thoughts, this is one of the reasons why Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders saw the success that they have seen thus far.
This is absolutely an example, and this is just what we know about. We are talking about entities deemed by the government as too big to fail. So there really is no incentive to do what's right. So here we are again talking about fraud, fees, and most importantly, hidden profits on the backs of the consumers. This is absolutely absurd. And now at the same time, we have over 5,000 low-wage employees that have lost their jobs. Meanwhile, the executives and their $100 million bonuses are walking around scot-free. It's not fair. The system is totally rigged. And this is exactly why the people in this country are standing up today.
Alan, there's something really wrong about it. I mean, this is what Bernie kept saying, right, over and over and over again.
Yep.
Why is this happening? Do you blame lobbying money?
It's big money. It's whoever's got the money, and that's where you follow the bouncing ball. But I wouldn't put Donald Trump in the same category as Bernie Sanders, because he is someone who's benefited from cronyism. $855,000 in tax breaks during his career. We just helped him build all the things he built.
I mean, the one thing I think Donald Trump and Katrina, you know more about this than I do.
There's legal versus illegal
and
here.
also, by the way, he'd probably be the first to tell you that he had benefited from those. In other words, he recognizes that the system is set up in such a rigged way that only those who can afford to take advantage of it are actually taking advantage of it.
Well, not only that, but the fact that he is alleged to have given money to Pam Bondi and another Attorney General, Greg Abbott, was the Attorney General in Texas, in order to then pull back from investigating Trump University. I mean, this is the kind of cronyism that people are sick and tired of.
Go ahead, Katrina.
The reason why Alan Colmes wants to divert to things that are completely irrelevant to this discussion is very simple. Hillary Clinton is the Wall Street candidate. She is the recipient of Wall Street money. She is the one that went around lobbying for the banks, voted for the bailouts, and continues to work for them with her six-figure speeches that she's given to many of these banks. She is their protector, and she even admitted that when she was running against Bernie Sanders by trying to claim that the reason why she supported the bank bailouts was to support the people.
Well,
it's absolutely absurd.
Let me also add to this, you guys.
This.
Tim Kaine, just days before he was named as her VP pick, came out with a letter basically advocating on behalf of Capital One and some other banks in his region. So he also looked as though he was a bit in bed there with the bank. The final thing I'd add, though, is, and I don't know how familiar you guys are with this, but the viewers, just so that to keep them informed, you had something called the Glass-Steagall Act that had been in place for many, many years, since the 1930s, and it was all designed to prevent banks from getting too big and able to take on basically too much risk. Bill Clinton is the guy that actually got rid of that way back when, and it, 2008, and the aftermath was in fact blamed on the fact that you now had banks with the ability to invest using your funds and my funds, Katrina, and so they became more and more aggressive. I don't know if we can blame Bill Clinton for the whole thing, but it certainly seems as though there were some policies that had existed for decades quite well. Once they were gone, we got in a lot of hot water. Well, you can blame the politicians in general on both sides of the aisle that have been in bed with Wall Street and corporate America for a very long time, which is exactly why you see this uprising on both sides of the aisle by the average worker who say enough is enough. This is the fault of Bill Clinton and those that followed him, and as well as Hillary Clinton,
Here we go.
who continue to push, for bailing out the banks. They're too big to fail, deemed by the government, and the little people are getting hurt. If this were a smaller bank, a mom and pop shop, somebody would be going to jail.
Final word, Alan.
It is disingenuous to blame this on Hillary Clinton and let Donald Trump off the hook. He's been an inside player. He was
blaming Hillary as much.
He never voted for a single one of those bills.
Can I please finish the sentence, Katrina? You had a lot of time to speak here. Donald Trump was an inside player in Atlantic City. He was an inside player with the government. He got all kinds of largesse from the government. He wouldn't have had his career had he not gotten tax breaks. He would sue the government when he didn't get tax breaks, and that's how he built his career, on the backs of taxpayers. Wow. So don't act all innocent like it's all Hillary Clinton.
All
Come on,
Alan, and he didn't vote for a single bailout for these banks.
All right.
Not one.
Well, you know, I naively thought that I might actually get you guys to agree on
we all love Elizabeth
something,
Warren, right?
The cronyism that we have seen in corporate America and on full display with Wells Fargo. Alan, Katrina, thank you so much. Good to see you guys.